You say you're fine, but I can see right through. You're holding your secrets for way too long. This can't keep going on. With every lie, they keep on hurting you, getting away with everything they do. This can't keep going on. No, we're gonna find them, and I'm gonna fight for you. They better start hiding. We'll be running with the lions, lions. We'll be running with the lions, lions. They can't run, they can't hide. We won't stop until they're down. We'll be running with the lions, lions. Tell me, cause I'm looking out for you. This can't keep going on. No, cause you're not alone in this. We'll do this together. No, you're not alone in this. No, we're gonna find them, and I'm gonna fight for you. They better start hiding. We'll be running with the lions, lions. We'll be running with the lions, lions. They can't run, they can't hide. We won't stop until they're down. We'll be running with the lions, lions. We're gonna find them. La 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 la. They better start hiding. We'll be running with the lions, lions. We'll be running with the lions, lions. They can't run, they can't hide. We won't stop until they're down. We'll be running with the lions, lions. Cause you're not alone in this. We'll do this together. No, you're not alone in this.
Welcome. The clapping. Welcome to Women of Impact Live, right here on the Women of Impact Lisa Bilyeu channel. Guys, thank you so much for freaking joining. I'm so excited for today. I just want to say a quick hello. I'm going to read the chat for a couple of minutes, just say hi to people who've just joined. So let me know where you're calling in from. We got Star Sunfire from Canada. What up, Canada? I think I saw someone from Las Vegas earlier, so what up there? Thank you guys so much for joining this live. I am now doing on a weekly basis. So tell your friends, tell your girlfriends, tell your homies, tell your partners, come and join this live, because we today, or every week, I'm going to spend an hour teaching, coaching, talking about past episodes, bringing on clips, bringing on viral content, topics that just blew up that I want to know your opinion on. This is going to be an intense, fun hour. So get ready. Okay, people are responding. Amazing. All right, so we got Florida, we got New Jersey, we got Berlin, we got Scotland, we got MN. What's MN? Minnesota? Am I right? Is that Minnesota? United Kingdom, Lancaster, Vermont, Perth, Australia. What time is it in Perth, Australia? Well done. I'm so impressed. Pennsylvania, New Zealand, Florida, Los Angeles, and the list goes on. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for joining. All right, today I'm going to absolutely coach on confidence. And today we're going to start with talking about how you actually stick to the routine, how you make sure you don't quit. Of course, it's January. What's the date? January 15th. We're literally halfway through the month. And I felt like this is probably the moment that a lot of people end up quitting whatever they were working towards, whatever they were trying to build their confidence towards. So there's that. We're also going to talk about James Sexton. Guys, oh my God, he's a divorce attorney. I just dropped his episode yesterday. We're going to bring a clip up and we're going to talk about what it means to be in a relationship and the controversial advice he gave in that episode. We're also going to cover, I've named it Lisa's Love Lesson of the Week. So I'm taking real things that actually happened in my marriage and my relationship, and I'm going to give you the tip of the week that actually helped me and Tom connect more and more. We're also going to talk about, I don't know if you've heard, Dax Shepard controversy. We've got a clip and I want to hear from you guys. Is it just blown out of proportion, or is he actually a manipulative guy and we never knew? So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about community question for my next episode. If you didn't join last week, I took questions from you and we did a poll and we chose the best question, and I asked it to my guest James Sexton. So go and watch that episode, just go all the way to the end and you will see the community question from you guys. I'm going to be doing that every single week. And tomorrow I am going to interview Spirit, who's Dr. Spirit, who is a relationship expert. So we're going to attack that as well. And then of course you can ask me anything. There's never been a question that I haven't answered yet. So let's see. Let's see if you guys can actually get that. But seriously, I'm going to answer any question on confidence, relationship, self-esteem, boundaries, anything that my show, how to build a YouTube channel, anything you want to ask me, I'm here for it. Okay, now I want to just address, I did a big giveaway last week and I gave away audiobooks of my book. And so I just want to re-say the winners, because this week we've actually got our logistics together and now we actually have a form that you guys need to fill out. This is a great demonstration, guys, that I don't wait till things are perfect. I get started and I improve as I go. So last week, I had no actual way of figuring out how I get the prizes to the winners. I realized that after I gave them away. So I'm just going to say the winners in case you're in the chat, or if you happen to know them, please ping them. Forest Stage Styles, Crypto Crayon, Radi Kalakarana, I'm butchering your names, apologies, Cian M. Bennett, and then Ms. Domino 8702. You get 2 giveaways somehow. Congratulations. So there's going to be a form in the chat. Please fill out that form. All right, so now we're going to get started with community questions from you. Guys, throw in the questions right now in the chat, and Zazu, give a big shout out to Zazu, my community manager. She's looking right now. But I actually have a question that you guys proposed earlier on that I'm going to start answering so that you guys can get your questions together. Okay, so the question is from Denny II7NG. How do I stop taking all of my failures so personally? I take everything to heart and it's like paralysis analysis. all right, the failure thing is something that I absolutely struggled with. I felt and thought that if you failed, that made you a failure. And look, I get it. There's so many people out there that's like, don't worry, failures are wins. It's so freaking hard to actually feel and believe it. And there's this really fine line between the messaging that goes and then the actual actions. So just telling people, don't worry, failure's fine, it doesn't actually help you get started. So how do you actually navigate when you fail what you do? Well, I have a chapter in my book, and I'm not going to swear in case there are kids around, but it's called When the Beep Hits the Fan, Wear Goggles. That chapter is literally supposed to guide you into knowing, stop worrying about failure. It is inevitable. So I am sorry, I wish I could say, don't worry. The truth is that you have to be okay with failure when you try something. Those are just facts. Now, what I do, and I realize, is that not doing anything didn't actually progress me. I didn't actually get to my goal. So I realized you just have to accept that failure is always going to be there. Now the question is, how are you going to handle the failure when it happens? So let's take your question again. How do I stop taking all of my failures so personally? I take everything to heart, and it's like paralysis analysis. So now when you fail, it seems like you're still progressing, but when you fail, you're paralyzed. Okay, that's very true. A lot of people feel like that. I used to feel like that. But let me share with you a little story. The year was 2010 or probably 2011, and we were just starting Quest. And we had just enough money to actually, there we are. That's me, early days at Quest in my hairnet. We had hardly any money, guys. And so we just about had enough money to hire someone to make the bars for us. So you can imagine business, our house is on the line. If the business goes down, we lose our house. Like, those are real freaking stakes. So one day, these guys, they're making the bars, and one of the guys comes in and he turns to me and Tom, and he's like, I'm so sorry. We're like, what happened? He goes, I've messed up a batch of bars. Now, messing up a batch of bars back then was like $5,000. That was catastrophic to our business. Now, I was very insecure. I didn't know how to handle failure. So let me tell you how not to handle it. Don't panic, and don't try and just say, well, the whole house is burning down. That's how I responded. I thought the failure meant the world was going to end. What the hell do we do? My cool, calm, collective husband turned around, and the immediate thing is, he's like, don't panic until we know what we've got. Lesson number 1. Don't panic when you find out you failed until you know what you're dealing with. Number 1. Number 2, he said, let's go check it out. Maybe there's a solution. I literally went into panic mode. I didn't even consider that maybe there was a solution. Number 2. So then we go into the facility, we look at the bars, and the guy starts explaining. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I actually got the mixed berry bar, and I got the peanut butter flavor bar, and I accidentally blended their ingredients, and I put the wrong flavoring in the peanut butter. So, oh my God, it tastes terrible. We don't know what to do. So Tom said, let's try tasting it. Those famous last words, let's try tasting it. As I'm panicking, as I go into paralysis analysis like you, the husband, it's not like he had a solution. He just had a different framing of how he was seeing the problem. What can be done about it? What can we do? So we all taste it. In that moment, now I'm British, so I don't know this phrase yet. Someone turns around and they go, oh my God, it kind of tastes like PB&J. Now, I don't know what PB&J is, so any of you Aussies or Brits out there that don't know, it's peanut butter and jelly, that they do sandwiches here. So he says, oh my God, it tastes like PB&J. My husband goes, ding, 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 ding. What if we put them in blank wrappers and we post it on Facebook that we have a prototype in the works, and we only have limited time or limited amount of product. So you hype it like it's deliberate. And so literally we post it on Facebook, we wrap them up in clear foil with nothing branded on it. And guys, the protein the protein bars sold out like that. Then what happened? A week later, after everybody started getting the bars, there was freaking FOMO. All the other people that didn't get to buy the bars, they were like, oh my God, what's this P&B&J bar? How did I not get the prototype? The people that got the prototype were freaking out that it was so freaking good. In just a month later, PB&J bar was official and became our #1 selling bar. Let that sink in. So here we are. Lisa, who didn't know how to handle failure, I wouldn't have tried the product. I would have thrown it away. I would have sat there going, what are we going to do? How are we going to save $5,000? The cool, calm, collective husband of mine was like, what do we do with a failure? So, my homie, anyone right now that's thinking that failure means that you are a failure, frame your thoughts. It's all about framing. So since then, I use that PB&J story every single time I fail, even to this day. That was, what did I say, 2012? That was so long ago. But that idea of how can I look at this failure as being something that can maybe propel me forward is the thing that changed my life, changed my career, and changed everything that I do. All right. So now we are moving on to goal setting. All right, do you want to actually pause? Is there any comments, any questions? Let me quickly come down to the chat to see how everyone is feeling. Yes, product market fit story. Yes, so fun. They do sandwiches here. Ha, that's very funny. Cool. Okay, so we're going to move on. And now I want to talk about something that I find a lot of people struggle with. So actually, let me read you a question. Actually, no, sorry. Let me back up. So we're in January 15th. This is the moment that you may be thinking to quit. The dream, the goal, the New Year's resolution that you set 15 days ago is now feeling a little terrible, right? I'm trying to watch my swearing, apologies. So it's literally like this moment where this could be the pivot moment for you. And so I really wanted to address, last week, we spoke about how to set a mission and how to set a goal. This week, I want to talk about how to make sure that you actually get what you want and you don't quit too early. Okay. So the first thing I want you guys to do is write down this. You have to make sure that you mind the gap. Now, what I mean by that is write down exactly where you are right now. So I am not feeling confident to start a YouTube channel because I'm too embarrassed to stand in front of the camera and, right, etc., etc., etc. That's where you are now. Where's the gap between who you are now and the person you want to become? So let's just say as an example, this was basically me. I want to be so confident in front of the camera that I can be so relaxed like Oprah. Okay, this was early days. So I go, well, I can't even get in front of the camera. That's where I am now. I want to be so comfortable that I can not only get in front of the camera, I can do it, I can seem relaxed, I can do it in a live audience, blah, 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 fill in the gap. There's a big gap. Cool. Now at least you know what in the middle are the things you have to do to go from the person you are today to the person you want to become. If you don't look nakedly and stare at it every single day of who you want to become, you're not going to do the actions that it takes to get there. You're going to trick yourself, said with so much heart and love, you're going to trick yourself into believing you're moving towards it, but you're not actually. So you have to mind the gap. Figure out where you are and where you're going. Now, in that gap, you play the game, no BS, what will it take? Write this down. No BS. What will it take to figure out or to actually do that, to become that person? So let me give you an example. I'm going to go back to Quest because this was when I was so insecure I didn't know what I was doing. No BS. What would it take to start and build a protein bar company? This is literally what we did. My husband comes home one day. He's like, we're going to do this protein bar company. I want you to help if that's okay. But this is what it's going to take. We're going to have to half our paycheck at the time. So we were living in LA on $50,000, 2 people. If you don't live in LA, that's very difficult. So no BS, what would it take? We'll have to cut our paycheck in half. That's the reality for us to be able to invest in a startup company. It was, okay, so if you're doing that, it means you can't take vacations. It means that your gift to your husband isn't going to be some big fun gift. It's going to be a back massage voucher. Like, I'm not going to be able to go and get Starbucks coffee with my friends because I can't afford it. Like, I'm going to have to stop drawing because every moment of my waking hours is going to go towards building this business. Okay, those are all practical things. Then you go, what's the emotional? What's the no BS? What will it take for me to get from the person I was to the person I want to be? And am I willing to do it from a practical and emotional? So I'm going to share another story with you that was so freaking hard that I didn't expect. And I'm going to be honest, I think this is where we get trapped so much and we don't realize it or we don't acknowledge it. So early days, we start Quest, we do this no BS, what will it take? Me and my husband sat down, we wrote a list out of no BS, what would it actually take to start Quest. Once we agreed to it, we moved forward. Now, what I didn't think about is the emotional side. So I go to England and it's my auntie's wedding. I have just about enough money. Remember I told you the list? That we're cutting our paycheck. I didn't actually say collecting coupons. We're doing all of this. So you can imagine my aunt's getting married. I have just about enough money to go. I'm like, we'll have to go. It's my aunt. But I can't afford a new dress. I can't afford a new outfit. So I go into the back of my closet and I pull out this dress. If we're showing that now, this dress I had in the back of my closet. I pull it out, go to London. Guys, on the day of the wedding, I started to feel so icky. I started to feel so bad about myself because my sister, my cousins, my mum's wife, like all these people in my life, these amazing women, look so beautiful. They've got their hair done. They've gone out and they bought an amazing outfit. And here I am starting a protein bar company. And people are like, what the fuck are you, excuse me, what the hell are you doing that for? And I'm saying, well, I'm saving up towards this company that no one actually believes in. And here I am feeling terrible about myself. I don't have a new dress. And then, God bless her, someone in my life, they didn't mean to. They didn't mean it to be mean. You know when sometimes you just say a dumb thing. Someone said a dumb thing to me and they turned around and they saw me in the dress and they're like, oh, you're wearing that dress again. I burst into tears. Guys, I'm not a crier. I burst into tears. And everyone was like, what's wrong with Lisa? Now let's go back to why I brought this story up. In those moments where you feel so bad about yourself because you're starting something that other people don't even believe in, you're focused on it, you're making sacrifices, and you emotionally feel terrible about it, I guarantee you that's part of why you want to quit right now. Because you don't feel good about yourself. Because you've made sacrifices. Because you told yourself you're going to do something and it doesn't feel good. Well, now imagine in that moment of that story, as I'm crying with the dress, I'm like, you have a choice, Lisa. You have a choice to succumb to your emotions of how you feel right now, or you can just swallow it, remind yourself of your goal and mission and why you're doing it, and believe that that's the right thing to do. Guys, once I did that, let's re-show the photo again, please. There you go. Once I did that, okay, we can take it away. Once I did that, I literally, you can see me smile. This was a genuine smile because I had told myself from an emotional standpoint that I was not going to let that dictate how I show up every day. And as they say, the rest is history. So I wanted to remind you of that. Now, when you do the mind the gap phase, right, you figure it out, then you play no BS, what will it take? What that does is it actually gives you a game plan, right? Because now you figured out the gap between who you were and where you want to be. And now you've realized what it's going to take. And now if you say yes to it, because it's up to you, hopefully no one's pressuring you. Once you say yes, now you've actually got a game plan of how you move forward. Okay, now for this final thing in bringing it all freaking together, the one thing, guys, I hold so true in my heart is you can never quit and you can quit all at the same time. Now, let me explain that. There have been moments where even on this show, I want to just break. I'm like, I just can't. I'm so tired. My hormones are all over the place. I haven't slept. It's hard to get guests sometimes. Like, there are a lot of problems that come with running a show. And there are moments where I'm like, why the hell am I doing this? I'm sick. I'm running myself into the ground. Why? I want to quit. Now, why have I never quit? Because I have a rule. This rule came from Nastia Liukin. Nastia Liukin is a gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist, and she was on my husband's show on the early days. And she's telling a story of how when she was younger, because I don't know if you know about Olympians, but they start freaking young. So she's like 9 or something. And as she's growing older, she's like practicing all day, every day. And she's looking outside in the window and she's looking at other people and all these other kids are just having fun. And here she is on the freaking grind. You know what that feels like, right? When you're doing something, you're looking over and other people are having fun, but you're so committed that you just like you're the puppy in the window or the dog in the window that's just peering. So she said, she went to her mum one day and she's like, I just want to quit, right? She's young, she's just fed up. And her mum said, darling, you can quit, absolutely, just not on a bad day. When you're winning and you want to quit, I'll let you. Oh, that has stuck with me. That's been like over 7 years ago now. I remind myself of that every day. And you know what happens? Every time I feel like I want to quit, I go, am I having a bad day? The answer is always yes. The answer is always yes. I want to quit on a bad day. So please, please hold that story in your mind and write that down and remind yourself the next time you want to quit, you tell yourself you can quit, but only on a good day. All right. So now let's move on. I want to make sure that I'm touching base with you guys in the chat. So let me come back to the chat here and let's see how you guys are doing. Let me do some shout outs. We've got Katie Moran in the house. Freaking Katie, I adore you. Thank you so much for being here. We've got Roddy. Thank you so much, my homie. We've got KLR Moore says, love you, Lisa. Such a role model for all of us. Oh my God, you have no idea how much that means to me and how much the 14-year-old girl is like chuckling inside because she never believed that that would actually be true. So thank you. I still allow that to really hit me very hard and deep. And so Ms. Domino 8702 says, hello. Cool. Thank you guys so much again for being here. And now I'm going to answer a community question that we've pulled. All right. How do I navigate? This is from Crystal Talk. Actually, I'm going to take a quick sip break. And I'm going to reveal something about myself that I just realized about a couple of weeks ago. I talk really quickly because I'm so worried about wasting people's time. That dawned on me a couple of weeks ago. So I'm actually trying to slow down sometimes and go, you know what? If I'm thirsty and I need a sip of water, hopefully you guys understand. So I'm being more confident in making sure that I don't feel like I waste people's time. So that's actually something I'm working on in real time. I always want to be transparent with you guys. So that's my next evolution is speak slower. All right. So sorry. Now going back to this question. This is Crystal's Lippert. I'm so bad. I'm mildly dyslexic as well, guys. So apologies. 4103. Apologies. Okay. How do I navigate difficult and aggressive clients without becoming emotional? I need to be strong. Help. Oh my God. Okay. So emotional sobriety. I will actually coach that. So if you guys want me to, I can do it like either not next week, but maybe in a couple of weeks from now, because this is intense. So I don't want to waste your time and give you like a fluff answer. I think it takes a lot of coaching. But here's the kind of a little tip that I will give you. I think of emotional sobriety is like, think of alcohol. I don't know if you've ever drunk alcohol. I don't encourage it. But if you have, then this will make sense. You have one glass of wine or you have one sip. I'm a lightweight, so let's just say a sip. You have a sip, you get a bit giggly, right? That's with alcohol. You have another couple of sips of alcohol, get a bit giggly more. What happens if you have too much? You don't behave the way you would normally, right? You're either a fun drunk and you stand on the table and you dance, or you kiss the waiter or the barman on the way out, or you're an aggressive drunk and you just become extremely violent. A lot of those ends up becoming parts of you that you wish had never come out, right? That's what emotions are like. If you have a shot of anger, a shot of frustration, a shot of shame, those are the things that ends up stacking like a shot of alcohol, that what ends up happening is you get so pushed too far that you end up erupting and showing up and responding in a way that you're not proud of. So if that resonates with you, what I would suggest is take inventory. This is exactly what I did. I took inventory. What's that first shot for you? That feels like anger. For me, I started to feel like warm in my face. I'm like, my face gets warm every time I start to escalate. What's the next thing? My heart starts to race. And sometimes you can almost feel your heart through your shirt. That's what it would start to do. Next thing, I would start to talk faster. I would interrupt people. So I started to jot down what these shots of emotions became, and I put a flag. And I told myself, when you get to here, Lisa, when your face starts getting red and your heart starts racing, you've got the flag, and the flag means you get up and you walk away. You give an excuse. Sorry, I got to go to the toilet. Sorry, I've got an upset stomach. Sorry, my mum really needs me. She's calling this emergency from the UK. Make up any freaking excuse. I never encourage people to lie. This case, I do. I would rather make up a silly little white lie and control my emotions than erupt, be embarrassed, let it dent my confidence, feel like I've just now you're saying about your clients. You don't want to get aggressive with your clients, and now it really impacts your business. So that's a little tip right there. Hopefully that really helps. And I will absolutely coach emotional sobriety. If you guys now comment in the box right now and let me know if that's something you want me to do in an upcoming live. All right. So now we're going to go over to my boy, James Sexton. All right, guys. James Sexton is a divorce attorney. And last week, you guys asked a question. Again, if you go over, you can check that out. I asked the question from you guys right at the end. Now, couple of things with James Sexton. Number one, he's my marshmallow. If you've heard the marshmallow study where they bring a bunch of kids in case you haven't, I'm going to say this really quickly so I don't waste your time. Oh my God, I'm literally contradicting myself right now. So the marshmallow study is you have a marshmallow and they gave it to kids. And what they would do is they put a marshmallow in front of the kid and they would say, if you don't eat this marshmallow, the next time I'm going to walk out. When I come back in the room, if you haven't eaten it, I'm going to give you 2 marshmallows. So it's about being patient for the long-term reward. Then they followed these kids and they saw that the person that was the patients that actually waited and restricted themselves for the long-term gain were the people that ended up being the most successful. Okay, why am I telling you this? Because James Sexton is this. For me, he's my marshmallow. I reached out to him 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and he said yes. And I just released this episode. That's me being patient. That's me going, play the long game, Lisa. Play the long game. If he's too busy, don't worry, play the long game. And I ended up playing the long game, and it actually ended up, hopefully, you guys really like the episode. But that's play the long game. Write that down. If you have a goal that you actually want to come into fruition, sometimes it might happen overnight. Other times it may take 10 years. Play the long game. Okay, so now I want to show you actually a clip of James Sexton that, and I want to hear from you guys what you think about what he said. So play the clip.
The great thing about narcissists is you can always count on their ego being there. I had a case recently where we were arguing over a visitation schedule, and my client really wanted Memorial Day this year. And she said, can you get me Memorial Day? And usually whoever has Memorial Day, the other person gets Labor Day. So I said, look, this is everything we ask for is a fight. And she's like, I know it's really important to me. So I was like, okay, let me see if I can do it. So I go to my opposing counsel and I go, my client really wants Labor Day. My client wants Labor Day. Just this year, and your client can have Memorial Day. It's really important my client has Labor Day. And of course she goes in and comes back out and she goes, no, you can't do it. He already has plans for the kids for this. I'm like, come on, this is important to my client. We're asking for this one thing, we can't do it. No. I said, fine, okay, we'll have Memorial Day, you'll have Labor Day, but next year we're flipping. They're fine, that's what we'll do. I go back to my client, I got you Memorial Day. She's like, how did you do it? He agreed to it? I'm like, yes, but not how you think.
Because you knew.
I knew whatever, if I said black, he'd say white. Right. I knew if I said 5, he'd say 4. So you just go in and just accept the fact that, okay, this person's just gonna be obstreperous, obstructionist, vituperative, everything they could possibly do to be difficult, they're gonna do. So great. If I know what you're gonna do is the most aggressive thing, I know what you're gonna do. So it's about laying traps.
All right, so that was James Sexton. I'm reading your comments as it was playing. So yeah, he was just so empowering, and that clip was so important because sometimes, look, I get asked a lot of questions about narcissism because I've done so many interviews now, and that really hit me because he really is saying you cannot play into their hands, you cannot play their game, and the second you think you can because they are like you, that's the time you've lost. And so even though that was very trickery on his part, it's like sometimes when you're in a situation where you're in a toxic dynamic with somebody, you cannot act how you normally would in a good relationship with somebody. So I wouldn't obviously advise that if you're in a bad relationship, but that's the type of thing. So that really hit me, and so I wanted to play that clip. I also now want to do a giveaway because we're about to play a game that I played with James Sexton. So if you watch the episode, you've actually got a little leg up on the answers. And so get ready, put your hands on the typewriter. Is it still called a typewriter? No, keypad. I'm so old. Put your hand on the keyboard and I'm going to read out who's more likely. And the first person to answer, my team is here and they're waiting. The first person to answer correctly gets a free audiobook of my book. If you want to build your confidence, we're going to give you an audiobook for absolutely free. All right, are you ready? So this is a game I played with James Sexton. So it's called Who's More Likely? All right, you ready? Who's more likely to move money around or hide things financially before filing for divorce? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Let me read that again. If we have a winner, let me know, Zazu. I'm going to read that again in case we haven't. Who's more likely? We got a winner. Amazing. Okay, so the answer is men. Men are more likely to move money around or hide things financially before filing for a divorce. And the winner was Love Myself. Is that really the tag? Love Myself? Oh my God, I love that so much. Love myself. You get a free audiobook of Radical Confidence. Congratulations. My girl Zazu, the community manager, is going to put a form in the chat, so please fill that out. All right, are you ready for the next one? Do we have like a tick timer, Eric? I want like a tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Okay, while he looks for one, I'm going to read out the next one. Who's more likely? Are you ready? Who's more likely to be emotionally checked out way before the other person even realizes there's a problem? Who's more likely to be emotionally checked out way before the other person even realizes there's a problem? Tick tock. Okay. Oh my God, I love that you guys are answering. All right. Most people said women. And so let's get the right answer. The answer is women. Zazu, please let me know who answered that first. Whoever answered it first, stay tuned. I'm going to read out your name. And right, stay tuned, whoever answered that first. We're going to go through the chat. And I'm going to do another one. All right. No, it's Aqua Joy Club. Aqua Joy Club, you have won. Well done. It is women. All right. Are you ready for the next one? So in case you're just joining, this is a game I played with James Sexton. Who's more likely? As he's the #1 divorce attorney in the US, he's got experience. So are you ready? Who's more likely? Who's more likely to leave the marriage for the person they cheated with? I'm going to repeat that. Who's more likely to leave the marriage for the person they cheated with? All right, I'm looking at the answers. You would think, nope. Did anyone get it right yet? What's funny is this should be a tip. No one got it right. That's a hint, guys. That's a hint. That's a hint. Oh God. All right. I'm not going to give that up. I'm going to let that go. Guys, I'll wait for the answer. Who's more likely to leave the marriage for the person they cheated with? Someone put no on both. There you go. Both. Ding, 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 ding. Ms. Domino 8702. Well done. Both. So he actually says both, but for different reasons. All right. Now, on to the next one. Is who's more likely to see themselves as the victim and not take accountability when the marriage ends? Stop. Don't answer. I'm just teasing, guys. So these ones, I'm going to say you have to go over to the episode and watch it. I know that's kind of mean, but seriously. So we've got 2 more. I'm going to read them out, but I'm not going to give you the answer. You're going to have to go and watch the episode. Who's more likely to see themselves as the victim and not take accountability if the marriage ends? And then who's more likely to want to save the marriage even after the person has asked for a divorce? So those are the things. Go check out the episode, guys, and you will find out what he says. All right. I love how you still answer. Oh my God, this is great. Aqua Joy Club said they can't believe they won something. You did, my homie. Congratulations. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a question that you guys have asked in this chat. This is from Samantha Bennett 3813. Question. I've been struggling with dating and trusting someone again after being in an abusive relationship for years. We broke up 4 years ago, but I haven't dated since. How could I work on this? Okay, so first of all, let me just say, I think it's amazing that you have recognized that you were in the relationship, that you haven't got into any yet, and that you're still worried about it. I think just acknowledging that is beautiful because honestly, sometimes it breaks my heart, but I see a lot of women, they just give up. They're like, I had this bad experience. I no longer trust men and I'm done. I sadly see a lot of those comments in my episodes on Women of Impact, guys, because I do read the comments, by the way, a lot. And those break my heart because they've given up on love. So the fact that you haven't given up on love, I think is beautiful. So let me just, acknowledge that. Second of all, you said, I've been struggling with dating and trusting someone again. That's very reasonable. That is absolutely reasonable that you have a problem with trust now because someone broke it. Let me tell you, I've given over to my husband 1,000%, 100%. So I know that he has my heart in his hands. And the second he chooses to destroy my heart, it will be destroyed because he has that power because I have allowed that. So, and I don't regret that. So the thing that I think is human is acknowledging that you really do now struggle with a trust issue. Now what I would do is actually multiple things. I would work on my self-esteem. I would work on my own confidence. That's a big thing. Is how do I make sure that I have the confidence to set boundaries? And boundaries is another thing that I plan to coach you guys on. So how do I build my self-esteem that I have the strength and the confidence to set boundaries? Because what ends up happening is you're going to build your self-esteem. If you don't understand boundaries, if you haven't built the strength to set boundaries, someone else is going to come in. Sure, maybe you've watched a couple of episodes and you're like, oh, that's a red flag. Oh, that's a red flag. But once you start going into the relationship, you may end up dropping all the things you learn. You know, the fun age-old story that a guy breaks up with a woman or a woman breaks up with a guy and then they go to the gym and then all of a sudden they've spent 3 months looking really freaking hot and then they end up in another relationship and before you know it, they stop going to the gym again because it was just a mechanism to get another person. Don't do that. Be the person that is like, what do I need in my life that I can then use throughout my relationship? So you build your self-worth, you build your self-esteem. Now you have to understand how to build boundaries, because when you get with that person and then you start setting those boundaries, you're going to see real freaking quick how they respond to boundaries, because you don't want to trust someone until you've given them permission, until you've let them in. So it will take setting boundaries, seeing how someone responds. And if you want a book on boundaries, one of my favorite homies of all time is Dr. Terry Cole. She wrote a book called Boundary Boss, I believe. And so that really helps you understand how to set boundaries and build them. I also will coach, but that's one thing that I think you need to do before you decide to get into a relationship. Now, I'm going to be honest, 4 years has been a long time. Don't worry, don't stress. But hopefully you've used those 4 years to build yourself. If you haven't, again, no worries. You can always start now. So go learn how to build boundaries, work on yourself. And then once you feel confident enough to do all that, then I think you're probably ready to go out and start dating and start navigating who's right for you. All right, let me do a health check with the community, see how you're doing. All right, let's see if there's any questions. Otherwise, I will move on. All right, so Raddy says, thank you enormously, Lisa, for inviting questions. Of course, please know that that's where I show up every day. I want to help you guys. So any questions that you have, please let me know. All right, so I'm going to move on. Unless there's anything else I need to address, just slot it in the place, Zazu. All right, so now moving on. I want to, again, be very real with you guys. I'm going to take my shoes off and get really freaking comfy, shall we? Let's get comfy. All right, so I'm going to give you guys every week real advice of something that just happened in my marriage or in my relationship, and give you how I handled it and whether it worked or not, and how to do that next time, or so how to use that in your life. So I don't know if you guys can relate. Throw in the comments if you can. I had a bad dream the other day, and I was arguing with my husband in my dream, and I woke up actually annoyed with him from the dream. So I don't know if you guys have ever had that, where maybe it might not be an argument with your husband, but where you have a dream and you wake up feeling that way. Okay, so I had this 4 days ago, and I was actually mad with him. The poor man didn't do anything, but I just had the emotional feeling of being mad. So I don't know if you guys ever have that feeling in general. So it doesn't actually even have to be relationships, where you just have a sense of annoyance. Something really rattled you. We were talking about emotional sobriety earlier. And so in that moment, I told myself that I can't go down and be moody with my husband. That's not nice. That's not a good, who wants to be married to someone like that? And so I was like, okay, before I go down and say good morning to him, I need to find a way to shake me out of this emotion immediately. I don't have time. I need to really snap myself out of it. And so what I did is I had on hand this. Let's show it. This is the Grease 2 soundtrack. Oh my God. So guys, okay, you can remove it. Thank you so much. I love Grease 2 so much. And I know the lyrics of every song in that entire movie. Every lyric of every song in that movie. And I happen to have it on my phone. And so in that moment, I was like, okay, I need to get out of this emotion. What do I do? How do I snap it? It needs to be quick. I'm going to put this soundtrack on. I put it on. I pulled up the lyrics, even though I know them, and I just started singing. Oh my God. Within 2 minutes, I felt fun. I felt amazing. I was laughing. I was giggling. And this is still the morning. So what I want for you guys right now is to find a song. Find a song. It's going to be a bit of homework for you. Find a song and save it in your playlist. the next time you find yourself annoyed for no reason, frustrated with your partner because maybe they're breathing too loudly, because maybe it's the time of the month for you, don't want to dismiss it, that feels real, but don't lean into it. Don't accept it. Find ways that you can break out of it. So I have the soundtrack of Grease 2 that I now play on repeat. Make sure you have that saved so you can use it. Now, what I then did is I text my husband because I was in such a good mood. And I don't often show my text messages to my husband, but I thought this is give you an idea of how I then showed up. So I went from really annoyed, really frustrated with my husband, the poor man didn't do anything, to then sending him this text message. Let's show that. There you go. So I was in such a fun spirit that then forced me to say, what can I do that's the opposite of being annoyed with my husband that didn't do anything? I'm going to send him the sweetest text message ever. And that's the text message I sent. So I want to make sure that when you guys find yourselves in those situations, you don't just allow your emotions to take over. It doesn't mean that they're not real. I'm not saying say that they're fake or they're false. You actually feel the way that you feel. But the truth is it, I don't want to say reasonable. I can't actually find another word right now. Does it make sense for you to show up and wear that on your sleeve? And when it comes to at least my husband and my relationship with him, I'm constantly telling myself, do I want to be married to someone like me? If I'm in a bad mood or whatever happens, I'm like, do I want to be married to someone like this? And if the answer is no, it just then forces me to do something different. So ask yourself over and over, do you want to be with someone like this? Like the way you're behaving? If the answer is yes, amazing. If the answer is no, don't beat yourself up, but change it. Do something different. Okay, so that was my Lisa's Love Lessons, as though I've named it. All right, so we're going to get to, I really, really want to talk about the Dax Shepard controversy, but we're not going to go there yet. We're going to get there in a second. We're going to talk about Spirit. So Spirit, Dr. Spirit, is coming on my show tomorrow, and I want you guys to be able to ask a question directly to her. So drop in the comments right now what you would ask Dr. Spirit. We're going to pull 3 of the most popular right now. We're going to pull 3 of yours, and then we're going to do a poll. You guys are going to upvote which question you want me to ask Spirit, and we're filming tomorrow. So while I wait for you guys to do that, I'm going to just give you a quick bio of who Spirit is so that you can get excited if you don't know who she is. And so she's my friend, so I don't call her Dr. Spirit. I call her Spirit, but I should absolutely keep making sure that I say Dr. Spirit. So she's a relationship expert, certified life coach, and trusted voice known for her no freaking nonsense advice on love, dating, self-worth, and emotional healing. She helps us women identify toxic patterns. She helps us set boundaries and creates emotionally healthy relationships. So that's who Dr. Spirit is. Now drop in the comments what question you want to ask her. And again, we're going to do the upvote. While you do that, I'm going to answer another question from you guys in the community as you've been on this live. This one's from Margel Radi Kalakaran. I need to practice how to say your name, homie. Apologies. So this question is, why do hard conversations for resolving differences to encourage harmonious growth send your person running for the hills? Solutions. Why do hard conversations for resolving differences, encourage harmonious growth, send your person running for the hills? So the question is, why is your partner responding like that when you want to have a hard conversation? I think you need to address that. So there's 2 prongs to this. Number 1, how do you actually approach him? Like when you're bringing up the hard conversation, how do you actually approach it? Do you say, hey, we need to talk because there's something that you've done that I'm actually not really happy with and we really need to have this hard conversation? I would run for the hills. So prong number 1, how are you approaching discussing hard conversations? The person that I've interviewed that I freaking loved that helped so much with this was Jefferson Fisher. Go check out my interview with Jefferson Fisher because I literally laid out, when someone does this, how do you respond? When someone says this, how do you respond? And so when it comes to that, he kind of gave me, I'm going to try and make sure that I remember it correctly, but he gave me like a cheat sheet of how to handle hard conversations. And he said, people don't want to feel attacked because when you're having a hard conversation, remember, you've been thinking about it for like 12 hours, 18 hours, maybe 80 hours. You have been ruminating with this thing in your head about what you're going to say to the person for the hard conversation, right? That person has had a split second. Literally, you walk in, you say, hey, we need to talk. They haven't had any moment to let it digest. So immediately, what happens, let's be honest, when someone comes to you and say, hey, we need to talk, you immediately go, oh God, what have I done wrong? Now, that, oh God, what have I done wrong brings up walls. So the very first thing, I always look at myself first, always. So I look at myself first, I look at how I'm approaching it. So he said, instead of coming to someone heavy, know that they haven't had any time to let this digest. So you don't want to come to them in attack mode. You want to come to them with your hand out. We're in this together. We have to have a conversation that could help both of us, right? So come together. Then he said, you need to make the room the place, not the person the thing. Now, what do I mean by that? He basically said, you walk in and you say, and I've said this to my husband, I'm sure that I butcher it, but this is what I say. Baby, I need to talk to you about something that's been on my heart, right? So I need to talk to you about something that's been on my heart. So now I'm gentle, so he knows. Is this room a safe space for me to be able to talk about the thing that I'm feeling? Is this room the safe space? Not, can you hear me and are you going to receive my message? That's kind of harsh. And again, I literally go, how would I want someone to talk to me? And I'm going to do that. So when he said that, I was like, that feels really good. That feels very soft. That feels kind. Is this a space? Is this a time that actually you can receive this message right now? If not, when's a better time? So that's the you prong. That's the how are you showing up and how are you responding, or how are you approaching the hard conversation. And then there's the them. Are they doing the work? Do they want to get better? Are they looking to improve? So again, let me take me and my husband, for instance. I'm always looking to improve. So when my husband comes to me, if he was to say to me, hey, look, I love you, but I'm finding it very difficult to have hard conversations with you because when I do, you don't want to talk through it. That's okay. Please let me know when is a good time and then see how they respond. If you've tried that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and they still shut down, they still walk away, they don't read the books, they don't go to therapy, they don't want to do better, the beautiful thing that Jefferson Fisher told me is you can't control the other person. It is up to you how you respond to what they do and what they say. And so the question is, if you try over and over and over again with them and they still keep dismissing you, they still keep running for the hills, as you said, you have to decide, is that a person you want to be with? Because you can't change them. They have to want to change. And I urge you to do that with your eyes open. You have to. You have to look at him and say, if you are not willing to change, fair enough. You can't force them to. That's the way they want to be. But then, do you choose to stay with them knowing they will never have the hard conversation? Because beating your head against the wall, trying to convince them that they shouldn't run for the hills is a wasted effort. You need to decide, are you willing and want to be with somebody that is going to run for the hills every single time a hard conversation comes up? If the answer is like, yeah, actually, I love them enough that this is the cost of being with them, amazing. Now you know you can't have hard conversations because he's going to run for the hills. So hopefully that gave you a real guide of how to approach that issue in the future. All right, now we've got the options of what questions you want to ask Spirit. So I've got one question from Star Sunfire. Star Sunfire says, how to move on together after a big betrayal. It's a great question. Still waiting for the other two, Zazu. So if you can slip those in, need to do the poll, but I don't want to waste people's time. So I'm going to put a pin in that. Guys, put in the comments, what question do you want to ask Spirit? We're going to do a poll, but we're going to move on until I get the answers. Okay. Calling all people watching this YouTube live. I need your help. ChatGPT is terrible. It gave me terrible names and I need your help. Because I want a segment that I'm going to cover now, which is the Dax Shepard stuff. But I need a segment name. And I asked chat and it was terrible. So I'm pleading and asking you guys to throw in the comments what on earth I can call this segment. I've codenamed it. I hate it. Don't keep me to it. I hate it. But I've codenamed it Girl Gossip. I don't like the word gossip. Gossip makes me feel terrible. I don't like the word gossip. So, girl gossip, chat disappointed me. I want to know what you guys have a better title. But for now, we're just calling it Girl Gossip, much to my dismay. Okay, so Girl Gossip, Dax freaking Shepard. For context, him and Kristen Bell have been married for over 12 years, and recently there's been some controversy about an anniversary post, and some old interviews have resurfaced, and I want to know what you guys think. Some people are saying, oh my God, he really is toxic, and I can't believe we just found out, and other people are saying, calm the hell down. So let's play the clip, and I want to hear from you.
I said 5 minutes into the ride, I said, this sounds like it's gonna break.
And I was very offended. And then I hit her several times.
And then I got beat up, and I guess what? I never opened my mouth again.
My goodness.
So for anyone, if you can pause that end bit with the card.
I was very...
Nope, keep playing the end bit. Oh, okay, yeah. If you can just go scroll all the way. Okay, so if you watch that clip, that was them joking about him hitting her. And then right at the end, it ends on a post and it's a photo of them. And the caption from Kristen Bell says, happy 12th wedding anniversary to the man who once said to me, I would never kill you. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would. And she put a heart. So people are now losing their stuff, saying that actually he is abusive. And so I am now going to just read the comments to see what you guys think. Everyone's talking about cup of tea. Not quite sure why. I must have missed context. All right, so my thing doesn't go all the way to the top. So if there's any questions regarding or comments regarding that Dax Shepard video, I really want to hear from you guys. So until you guys do maybe say anything, I'm going to just give you my opinion and thoughts on the situation. It's nuanced. So when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, who jokes about hitting? And I immediately went into, oh, that's toxic behavior. That's not a joke. And then I paused and I was like, hang on a minute. That's all about perspective. It's all about base assumptions. My base assumption is that when someone says it, it means they're going to do it. That's my base assumption. Their base assumption, being comedians, maybe if I say it as a joke, it doesn't actually mean it's real. So I'm in two minds for this. I don't like the joke of being hit because that is one of my triggers and one of my non-negotiables with my husband is he can never cheat on me, he can never hit me. But I don't want to judge other people's relationship. And I think that this is partly where a lot of us kind of get very caught up in what we think it would mean if we were to say it or what we think it would mean if our partner was to say it. So in all honesty, I don't think it's toxic behavior based on their dynamic and based on their context. So she clearly is joking. She clearly sees it as funny and a laugh. As long as Kristen Bell, the person that knows him the most, is laughing and joking and doesn't take it seriously, I'm going to trust her understanding of what their dynamic is over what my base assumption is when someone jokes about hitting a woman. So I don't know what you guys think. People, that's the tea. I'm sorry. I was like, I don't understand why people are saying tea. You're saying the name of the segment. I love it. I love it. Spill the tea. What's the tea? Girl talk. Chat girl. Okay, so I will keep reading those, but I really want to know what you think about the Dax Shepard thing, guys, because this is the sort of thing I really want to start covering on my show because things go viral. A lot of people jump on the bandwagon, and I'm going to be honest, like I didn't start this show to bash men. Like I started this show to help women. Now, I help women by identifying the toxic men out there, but I'm not that person that just jumps on the bandwagon that when someone says something that actually doesn't resonate with me, that all of a sudden we put them in a bucket of they're bad, he's toxic, he's abusive. And I think that we are doing a disservice to potentially someone who could be a lovely husband, and that's just the way that they joke around. So I know my relationship. No one knows my relationship better than I do. If you read some of the comments sometimes when me and my husband are together, some people think my husband's a narcissist. Those are usually women. Men think that I rule the house and that I dominate him. Those are usually men. So you can imagine neither are true. I look at that and I go, neither are true, but yet people still think that. So when it comes to Dax Shepard, when it comes to the spilling of the tea, seeing how that sits, I don't think it's healthy that we just jump right on the bandwagon that he's bad. So that's what I have to cover today. Again, every week I want to cover a topic that's gone viral or that's popping so we can really talk honestly about it. I'm not looking for just clickbait. I could have come on here and just sworn the hell and said how bad Dex Shepard was, and that clip will probably have done very well. The problem is that isn't what I believe. And I think it's doing a disservice to men. I think it's doing a disservice to women. And that is why I have literally committed myself on my channel to making sure that I cover the green flag men as well. Yes, we're going to cover the toxic men, but the green flag men, guys, you're out there. A lot of these guys that I work with are amazing freaking humans. So let's be kind to guys, the good guys, they're good guys. And let's identify who isn't healthy for us and how we make sure that we navigate that and who we let into our lives. So that's what I got to say on spilling the tea. Tea with Lisa is what Tom Bilyeu saying. My hubby's in the chat. What up, babe? I'm going to pause now. My voice is getting a little raspy. Thank you for your patience. That's another thing I've started to say, actually. I apologize for everything. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. When I'm running late, because I run late a lot, I hate to say it. I've now changed the phrase, instead of I'm so sorry, to thank you for your patience. It has made me feel so good. So write that down right now. Next time you guys go to find yourself saying you're sorry. No, I think you should say you're sorry. If you've done something bad and you're really sorry, freaking say it. But when you're sadly a woman like me who's been trained that every single thing that may irritate anyone you have to apologize for, you end up showing up and you just apologize for everything, and that didn't make me feel good. And so in my own growth and evolution, that is one thing that I'm practicing. So there you go, that's another little tip for you guys of how to use it in real time. And now I want to talk about something that has really impacted me. So again, I want this live to be really real. I want this to be very authentic of what it means to show up every day, to build your confidence, to set boundaries, to feel good about yourself no matter what you're doing, whether that's business, whether that's stepping in front of the camera, whether that's in your relationship, whether that's with your family, you know, in every area of your life. I'm telling you, if you can build confidence and feel good about yourself, it really does help you navigate and work towards your goals. So today I want to talk about, as we wrap, this brand that I discovered. And actually I'm going to pull up a photo right now of me that I took probably about a year ago now. So this is me. Yep, not a great photo. It's a massive clump of hair in my hands. Now, I'm going through perimenopause. I'm 46. Not sure how old everyone is there. Not sure if we've got some younger kids in the crowd or some oldies like me. Some I don't want to say oldies, some wise women like me. But when I was going through perimenopause, as I still am, my hair started falling out. And I have a lot of health issues. Now, when you build your confidence and something like that happens, oh my God, it really does. It's like a freaking stab in the heart and then twisting the knife and then pulling it out. And you're like, well, I'm just like bleeding everywhere. I've tried everything not to bleed. And now inadvertently, I am really leaking. And that's what really confidence is, right? Is that something ends up denting you. It stabs you in the heart. You start leaking the confidence. Now you find yourself without the confidence. So my hair was something that I pride myself on. It's become my thing. I freaking love it. It makes me feel good. And then I had a clump of hair in my hand. All you women out there, I want to hear from you. Have you had that? Or have you had something like that happen to you? Where then you know what it feels like to really freaking dent your confidence. Now, there were moments where I would cry. I just allowed myself to feel the emotion, and then I pick myself back up. So I have the two prong again. I allow myself the feelings, and then I give myself a deadline, and then I get the F up. Like, I get the F up. So in this moment, with this photo, with the clump of hair in my hand, I cried. I went to my husband. I was like, what am I going to do if my hair falls out? And I just allowed myself to feel my feels. And I said to myself, Lisa, you got an hour. You got an hour to feel really bad about yourself. Cry, wail, say it's not fair, say why me, all the things, do it, go ham. But in an hour, you're going to get the F up. And now, once you get the F up, you're going to go into action mode. That's it. That's literally my steps. Cry, feel the feels, set a timer, get the F up, get into action. My action wasn't an overnight thing. I was like, hair grows, it takes time. So I need a long-term plan and I need to stick to it. And so I found this product that was recommended to me. K18. They're not my sponsor. I really want them to be my sponsor. So K18, if you're watching. But I found this product, and every single day, not every day, oh Jesus, I don't wash my hair every day. Every single time I wash my hair, I use these products. And I was diligent. And I said, Lisa, you're going to care for the thing that you really want. And you're going to spend the time and you're going to spend the energy, because you can't wish for something and then not actually take action. I can't wish for my hair back and not take action. Like, talk about unempowered. That's why you come to Women of Impact, so you can take action, so you can take the freaking power. So when my hair's falling out, you better believe I'm taking action. And this was the action. I took other things. I took some minerals, B minerals. I've talked about them before. I've taken a lot of things, but these were the two things that I did religiously, and my hair doesn't fall out anymore. It does sometimes, like a bit, but not like that photo. So anyone watching, not just women, anyone watching right now, what's the thing that you're struggling with? Have you given yourself the feels? Have you allowed yourself it? And then have you gotten the F up and gone into action? Have you put in a long game? Have you done the long plan? Yes or no? So, okay, there you go. That's that. Now moving on to, oh, hang on. Have we got the poll? Is there a poll? All right. Yes. All right. The poll. So I asked you guys to write a question that you want to ask Spirit. We're going to do a poll. The upvote question gets asked on the main episode. I ask it in the episode, guys. I will say your name. It will get into the episode. And now you are forever part of that episode with me and Dr. Spirit. So the questions are you ready? I want you guys to upvote which question you love the most. So number 1 is from Star Sunfire. How to move on together after a big betrayal. Ooh, I want to know that. At the Ms. Shuff, how to actually decipher genuine romantic interest from inauthentic seduction. Ooh, these are hard. I don't know which one I want. They're all good. And at Crystal Jewel 08, why does my husband completely ignore me when I'm upset and start crying? He acts like it annoys him. Oh, all right. Those are rough questions, guys. That's going to be a hard one. So please now, my girl Zazu, community manager, is going to throw in the chat. And now I want you guys to upvote. I'm going to leave it for a few minutes, and then I'm going to announce the winner. And the winner also gets a book, audiobook. You'll get my audiobook. The winner will get my audiobook. And you get your name mentioned in the episode and your question. Okay, so while we're doing that upvote, I am now going to move on to next week's live. Okay, I promised you when you came last week that I was going to start bringing on guests that you've seen on the show, because again, I want to build a circle of freaking amazing women like us, women of impactivists. I'm not actually sure what name. We need to work on our name, guys. But I want a girl gang. I love girl gang, but I need something else, girl gang, something. And I want to build this group of us women where we just keep fueling each other and growing and learning. And so I want to make sure, like, I feel so freaking selfish and lucky that I get to sit with all these amazing guests over and over. And so over time, I'm starting to reach out to them and asking them to come on these lives to answer your questions and get access. And so you guys can get access to them. So in saying all that, I've got next week on next week's live, none other than the amazing Thais Gibson. If you don't know who she is, let's throw up a photo. She was on my show last year. Thais Gibson is a relationship expert and founder of the Personal Development School. She helps people stop repeating the same relationship patterns, teaches us how to choose differently, communicate more clearly, and build healthier, more secure connections. So she talks about attachments and attachment styles. It was so fascinating. She's so amazing. And she happens to be in town. And so she hit me up. And I said, do you want to come on my YouTube live? So next week, guys, she's going to be here in person on set. We're going to be taking questions from you guys. So you don't want to miss it. Make sure that you set your notifications. And then before we wrap, I'm still going to read the poll, but before we wrap, I want a favor. I'm going to ask you guys for a favor. I really want to grow these lives. I spend a lot of time really doing this. I have a vision of what it's going to be. And I've got a goal of hitting 1,000 people is watching this live consistently on a weekly basis. But I can't do it alone. So calling all people watching, Last week I said 5 people and it just came out and I was like, that's ridiculous, Lisa. Who's going to go out and actually tell 5 people? Probably no one. So let's lower the bar a little so that we can build. Don't worry, it's not going to be for long. We're just going to lower the bar a little and I'm going to ask you for a favor. Just tell one person. One person in your life that you think can bring value and would like this type of life. Please go and tell them to come over, subscribe, smash the notification button so you know when I go live. And it's going to be every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. My voice, I don't know why my voice is getting raspy. I've got an interview tomorrow, guys, with Spirit. Can't lose my voice. Okay, so the poll winner is... Drum roll, please. Do we have a drum roll sound effect? Nope. We'll add that to the list. Drum roll sound effect. The winner is the Ms. Chef. Woohoo! That was the question. How to actually decipher genuine romantic interest from inauthentic seduction. Thank you so freaking much for that question. And in fact, you know what? I'm feeling actually generous. You guys all put in the effort to put in a question that got chosen for the poll. So you know what? I'm going to give all 3 of you an audiobook. I so want to be Oprah. You get one and you get one. So, all honesty, guys, at Star Sunfire, at the Ms. Chef, and at Crystal Jewel 08, you guys all get an audiobook of Radical Confidence so you can build your confidence. And if it's something that you're not interested in, please, by all means, give it to someone in your life that you feel needs it. All right. I have gone over. Apologies. Thank you guys for staying and sticking with me. Please do come and join me next Thursday. Remember the task I've asked you. Please go and ask one more person. Without further ado, guys, I'm so sorry to keep you, but thank you so much for joining. And until next time, be the hero of your own life. Peace.